to Pickin and Grinnin. I'm here today. Our co-hosts are Brandon, Brad, and Leroy. If I need to swap you two down there so y'all can high-five each other, let me know. So, hey, just hope everybody's had a good week, and we don't really have a topic today. We're just going to chit-chat. Looks like everybody's snacking right now. So, let's start. Anybody go ahead and start. Anybody?
Me.
Him.
Okay. Go ahead, Leroy. Start.
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I hate to say this. I know my buddy Brandon is going to be upset with me. I'm going to tell you right now, I am on vacation. I have not been on vacation for over 5 years. I am just shipping stuff out. I am not listing anything. I have not gone on vacation. I've been on eBay for I don't know how long. I'm taking a 2-week vacation. I don't care if I make money. I don't care if I don't make money. I'm doing my eBay and I'm doing the flea market a little bit. I'm going home to see my daughter next week. I'm on vacation. I don't care anymore. And you know what, Brandon? If you don't like it, then I'm going to have to come to see you in DC. Don't beat me up.
Let me know when you're around the area, man. We can come hang out. I don't blame you. I'm going on vacation in April, so I don't blame you at all.
I have not taken more than 4 days off of eBay in about 10 years. And I'm tired.
Oh, wow.
I'm tired.
What's
You sound like you need a break, Leroy.
Hurt me financially? Yes, it's going to hurt me, but I'm tired.
What's a vacation?
A vacation? I'm not on vacation, but I'm on vacation from eBay. I'm not listing anything. I will ship out your orders. Nothing's changed on that part. I'm not listing for about 15 days. Like, I'm sorry. I love eBay, but I can't do it anymore. I'm tired.
Hey, that list leaves more room for videos, Leroy.
You said you're going to see your daughter, and I would never be mad at you for spending time with your daughter. So
my daughter's
you enjoy your time, man.
My daughter's sweet. I'll tell you the truth. The real story is my daughter's sweet 16 is next Sunday, not this Sunday coming, the following Sunday. I leave out of here on the 15th, next Wednesday. But I don't know if you guys buy sweet 16s or have you ever paid for a sweet 16. It's going to cost me about $1,500 on my end. Her mother wants like a wedding. Okay.
What kind of car is she getting?
She's not getting a car. She's getting a nice.
16.
You want to pay for it? I don't know what your
No.
EBT looks like, but my EBT card can't cover that.
I'll make you a deal, Leroy. I'll make you a deal. I'll give you the $1,500 to cover your daughter's sweet 16. But you have to cover my daughter's graduation and all of the stuff that goes along with that.
Lord.
Because she graduates.
I never said that I agreed to this conversation. Okay. Hey, Brad, you're involved in this. So here's the deal, Brad. So if the church agrees to sponsor his daughter's graduation and my daughter's sweet 16, you'll be out of a job.
How about that? Sounds great.
It's expensive.
So hey, I got something I want to talk to you guys about. Something this is twice this has happened to me. So if you watched, and the viewers, if you watched my last video of 53 sales and whenever it was, my last video, I had on there a keyboard that the buyer, like within an hour after the item was dropped off at the post office, the buyer sent a return request or whatever it was. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they tried the negative feedback extortion deal with me, which really kind of blew it all up. Well, this week on Saturday, I sold a person sent me an offer. I accepted the offer. The person paid, and then so Saturday, with it being President's Week, we cannot ship nothing till Tuesday. So on Monday, I packed the package up, printed a label on Monday. Then on Tuesday morning, I took the item to the post office, dropped it off. By the time I got back home, the buyer did a return. eBay allowed them to do a return, and I had to call them, and I was like, hey, the item ain't even got to them yet. How are they allowed to do a return? But so I don't know if this is a new scam that's coming up or what's going on, but all right, so I have free returns on my items, on some of them now, not all of them anymore. But I have free returns. So on free returns, the reason I did the free return thing is because it gives you an extra percentage off, and you're allowed to do partial refunds when an item comes back, and then there's some other benefits as a seller that you get when you're top rated plus, which is same day handling time and all that other stuff, along with the free returns. The main reason I did the free returns is because when I first started, I was having I did no returns. That was the box I clicked. I did no returns, and I had people to return things, but I was paying for the shipping label. So I got in contact with eBay and found out that if they file a return under item not described or something else, whatever, it doesn't matter if you accept returns or not. eBay is going to refund them their money, and they're going to force you to pay for the label to return the item back to you. So there was that. So that's why I switched everything to free returns. And that was 5 years ago. So some reason this year, this is second time this has happened to me. So they filed the return under order by mistake. If I recall correctly, that was the thing. And so when I talked to eBay, they said that was a remorse. It was a remorse return. Even though that I have free returns on my items, all I had to do was confirm the address, the return address, which was mine, and the buyer is going to have to pay a shipping label to come back to me. But my thing is I'm not sure what's going on, because this is the second time, and like this is within a matter of weeks that this has happened, where I should drop the item off at the post office, and then within an hour or two later, the buyer requests a return or to start all this kind of stuff, saying they didn't order it or whatever. Is this some kind of new scam they're coming up with? Because see, on that last item, I lost money. I lost $6.10, and I shouldn't have. And I don't understand how I lost $6.10.
It's your turn in the washing machine, bro.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's my turn in the washing machine. Okay.
Remember,
well, there it is.
Remember that the guy that you had the keyboard return with, I already had him blocked for doing the exact same thing. So
yes,
I was in the washing machine before you.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to here, let me show you this guy. Hold on. Maybe you got this guy blocked too. But when I get my item back, I'm going to block this guy also. So I was just wondering if it was a new scam that was coming up or what, because I was just like, are you kidding me? This is twice in a matter of weeks that this has happened to me. So and I called eBay and I talked to him, and I think I was supposed to call him back today. I did not get around to it. I'll call him first thing in the morning. But I've already done what I was supposed to do on my end. So there's returns right there. I've already done what I was supposed to do on my end. So I said I'm waiting for buyer to ship item is what it's saying. Here we go. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Present. Share screen. Boom, right there. Boom. So this one right here. And let's see. I don't know if you guys can see this come up or not. You guys see this come up? All right. So this guy says he ordered by mistake. How do you send me an offer, accept the offer? You follow what I'm saying? And this is the buyer right here, guys. If do you have him blocked already by any chance?
I do. I have that guy blocked.
I don't recall that name.
He bought a Bobby doll off of me, and he said he wanted to know why her dress wasn't pressed. And I don't press Bobby doll dresses.
Man, Leroy, I'm trying to be serious, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I need my glasses. Is that HUC?
So the guy, let's see, where's it at? HUCU 7162. So the guy, I'm not going to offer a refund. Do not hit that. So the buyer's got to ship the item back to me by March 12th. Okay. I didn't have to pay for the label. eBay, or he's got to pay the label for the label. He said he ordered it by mistake, and it's just crazy. So I don't get it.
And yet people do it every single day. It happens.
I mean, so it's just dumb, man. I didn't know if that was a new scam that people were coming up with, or eBay is turning. What is
he did. He ordered it by mistake, man. He sent you an offer. You accepted his offer. He paid for the offer, and then he realized the mistake was he saw he could get it somewhere else cheaper, so he did yours by mistake. It's that.
Well, that was the thing. That was the thing on the keyboard. The keyboard said that they swore up and down they didn't order it, and this and that and the other. And then their return reason was found it cheaper.
So I remember the reason on my keyboard thing was this, because he sent me a thing in the mail. He said when he ordered it, he said he had been looking at another one, and he thought that the one I had came with a mouse, and it didn't. Right. So I just told him just refuse it and send it back, whenever you get it. And then he did open it up, but he did send the keyboard back. So, I mean, I really didn't have any reason to block him other than irritation.
Right. The only time I've ever dealt with this.
I hope he finds the keyboard he's looking for, though, because that was about a month ago for me. So.
The only time I've ever dealt with anything like this was on a baseball card. I don't know, two or 3 years ago. That was $1,000, and the person ordered it, and then when I printed the shipping label, they messaged me like in the middle of the night, because I hadn't actually dropped it off yet. I used to, like, when I had my full-time job still, I would do all my labels in the evening, and then the following day after work, I would drop packages and stuff off. So I had printed the label, and then, during the night while I was asleep, they started messaging me a bunch of messages. Hey, I didn't order this. Somebody stole my credit card, blah, 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 blah. And so the following day while I was at work, I contacted eBay, and I was like, look, this person's asking me to cancel this. But, and at the time I wasn't sure if it was possible, but I had printed the label, packed it, all of that. So I contacted eBay to ask them what to do. I was like, look, I've already spent the money on the label, everything else. This person is saying that their credit card was, illegally used on this purchase. Can you tell me if y'all have anything, showing credit card fraud, whatever? Because they had put in their messages, and that's the funny thing. These people put this stuff in the messages knowing eBay can see it. They go and look, they come back and they said, no, we did not notify this person of any fraudulent activity. And I was like, okay, what do you suggest me do? Should I cancel it or go ahead and ship it? And they're like, well, you've already printed the label. Go ahead and ship it. So I took it and dropped it off. at the post office. And then I get this return request as soon as it was scanned, accepted at the post office. Like literally, as soon as it was scanned, I get a notification on my phone for a return request. And so I call eBay again, and I'm like, look, I just gave this card to the post office. This person's claiming they want to return it now. I don't, unless I intercept the package or whatever, I don't know what else I can do, but I'm worried that they're not even going to return this now and they'll swap it or whatever. So I do a little bit more research, and I know a lot of people in the sports card space actually tracked down this guy's Instagram account. The player of the baseball card he bought literally is the player he collected. Okay. All on his account and everything. So I share that with eBay. We investigate a bit further and everything. I think 3 weeks go by or so. He had never returned the card or anything like that. And he files a chargeback with his financial institution saying he didn't make the purchase. Now, eBay kind of understood if somebody's stealing your credit card, Brad, if somebody stole your credit card and logged into your eBay account to purchase $1,000 Dolphins item, are they going to have that shipped to your address, or are they going to commit credit card fraud to have it shipped somewhere else? Because nothing lined up with this dude's story. And so, unfortunately, he still made out. And I'll tell you what happened. eBay, their hands are tied when there's a bank chargeback, because that's then between the card person and the bank itself. So as frustrating as it is, and people give eBay crap for it, their hands are tied because they don't have any control over that. But they told me just wait for the outcome or whatever, and they assured me, they would take care of everything no matter what the outcome was. They actually did. I did not have any money taken from me, but the bank sided with the buyer. So essentially the buyer committed credit card fraud. And what sucked is they then also got to keep the $1,000 card. So that's the only time I've ever dealt with this. It could be a similar situation. It seems a bit risky on like a $20 item. I don't know what the keyboard price was, but credit card fraud is a felony. So if people are doing it with $20 items now, they're really rolling the dice. But that's the only time I've had any. And just to give eBay a little credit, they did, they have insurance for those types of things, and they did take care of it and handle it. So
yeah, I had a similar thing like we are talking about with a credit card fraud happened with me one time. It's been a couple of years ago. And eBay, what happened on my case was it was an overseas case, if I remember right. And so it wasn't shipped here in the United States. It was actually shipped overseas. And at the time I thought, excuse me, at the time I thought because it was international shipping and I went through, it wasn't EIS at this time. It was something else. The other thing that eBay had about international shipping, because I went through that little program there, I was covered. Now I haven't gone through it here in the United States, but it was just kind of a similar same thing that happened to you, Brendan. The guy said he didn't order it, was credit card fraud and all that, but eBay did cover me. I didn't get the item back, but they did cover me.
Hey, I found a new channel the other night by accident or whatever.
Oh, you're cheating on us. Is that what it is, Brad?
Yes, there's another dude, Leroy. This dude, he's a homeless guy. Have you seen this? I don't know if it's legit or not. It's called Books No Home.
He's got a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's blown up too.
He sounds like he might be, I don't know, maybe Ukrainian or something like that. I don't know.
What's he talk about? Is he reselling?
He sells books.
Hey, I want to tell you guys something. I don't know if anybody's seen this video. I'm not promoting what the guy's doing because I mean, like the guy, but I wouldn't use the program. But if somebody else would use it, it sounds like a pretty good idea. Rockstar Flipper, he just put out a video. He has opened up a facility that is it's might as well be fulfilled by him because you send your items to him for Poshmark, Macquarie, and eBay, and I think there's another platform there, and they will handle everything like Amazon does, like FBA works. You guys should watch that video. It's a pretty neat video if you're interested in something like that.
Yeah, I actually did watch that. I don't watch any of his videos, but I did watch that one, and it sounded, I don't know, it's interesting.
Can I? There's not a lot of people.
Go ahead, Leroy.
Chris,
go ahead, Leroy.
Chris, I love you with all my heart, but you totally interrupted Brad. You totally interrupted him because he was trying to explain something, and then you talked about Rockstar Flipper, who has a
I don't
BMW.
think he was paying attention, Leroy. I don't think he was paying attention. He was done. Hey,
if you're gonna get interrupted, Rockstar Flipper, yeah, I guess I was done. I don't even remember what I was saying now. I was talking about the homeless guy, but
I wanted to hear that story, and then poor Chris just decided to talk about some loser reseller.
What it is yeah, I got him stirred up when I was talking about that YouTube channel. Got him going.
Oh, is that what it is? He wants to hear about the homeless guy.
Yeah. So go ahead. And guys, if you're watching this and you don't realize that we just have a love-hate relationship on this channel, then go to another channel. But we all love each other, but we're going to give each other crap because that's just what we do. So what happened, Brad? So this guy is homeless.
Yeah, if the videos are legit, I don't know if they are or not, but if videos are legit, this guy is homeless, but I guess he's renting. It looks like maybe a storage place,
okay.
Like that, and doesn't have a car. He might have a home by now, but he's just kind of, if it's legit, he's documenting selling on eBay the books and stuff that he's picking up. And so I don't know. I've watched like one of the videos, and my son saw one and clicked on one of the other ones. And I just thought it was, excuses.
It's pretty interesting. I don't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
But it's pretty interesting because, not everybody can afford an apartment. But if you can afford it, in some areas, you can still get an $89 storage unit. So imagine if the guy has an $89 storage unit, but he's going around to libraries, he's going around to these places getting free books, and just say he's making $300 or $400 a month off of reselling after he pays his $89 storage. That's pretty good, and that's pretty smart. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's pretty brilliant. I never realized in life, I always thought that I had it tough. I always thought that I was the only one that had it tough. And to hear your story, I don't know this guy. It could be all bogus. But if I had to make the story up, the guy, he gets free books. He gets a storage unit. He buys $89 for a storage unit. Say he makes $45, $55 a week on eBay. The guy's making like $300, $250 a month, and that's good money after paying what he pays. I support the guy's hustle. I'm sorry I interrupted, but it's just cool to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I think he's an immigrant. And I think he's here and he's homeless and he doesn't have a car, but he's talking about how you can make it with, on that in the greatest country in the world. And now sounds like he's buying books from Goodwill, even like with the money he makes, he's reinvesting stuff. And he had
could you could you share his Instagram in the chat, please?
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel I saw,
Yeah.
but I'll find it here in a minute. But yeah, he's even had his advice for like looking for books was go for all the ones without barcode labels, because most of the resellers are skipping the ones without barcodes on them. And he was talking about finding.
Well, thank you so much for your knowledge, and we will all definitely look.
So how's he printing labels? Is he going to the library and stuff?
That I don't
You
know.
have to print labels. You can just write it. You can write it out, Chris. You know,
I mean,
when I first started, I used to write it on one of these. Hold on.
Leroy, when you first started, wheels were made of square stone.
But I used to write it on this, and I can't even read and write. I used to
Yeah.
go. I used to go, and I used to look at the guy's name, STEVW, whatever his name was. I would write letter for letter. It took me 8 minutes to write one label, and I would write the guy's label, and then I would ship it. And then when I got better enough, and my daughter was good, my daughter would write out the labels for me because she knew how to read and write. And she would write the labels out for me when she was like 8 years old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously he's got a phone. He's shooting video and stuff. And I think I've never done it, but I think you can actually, if you generate a label on eBay, I think you can take and go to the post office, and it gives you a QR code they can scan and print a label for your box. So I just, all the excuses that any of us could come up with for not making it or doing whatever, I thought it was refreshing to see. Now, like I said, it might be totally a scam. That might be my new YouTube channel. I might start something similar.
You gonna be homeless, Brad?
Looking through, I mean,
yeah, I'll be like, I found this house that was empty and started selling stuff out of it. I don't know,
You could do it. You could do it.
But I respect the guy. A lot of hustle.
There's another guy.
Looking at his channel, I don't know that it would be a scam. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of videos out, and he doesn't look like he's, rolling around in the dough. I think he kind of, from what I see here,
he's got to portray
homeless. He looks alone.
He is married. His wife has a YouTube channel too, or not a YouTube channel, but an eBay store. I did see that. So,
can I ask you a question, Brad?
Yeah.
This is, guys, if you're new to this channel, we're real. This isn't some made up stuff. We're real YouTubers. None of us have huge channels except for Chris. Chris has a big channel, but none of us have big channels. We're all, Brad's been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. Brandon is a GOAT, even though he's new, he's a GOAT. But, my question is, so everybody knows, and if you don't know, Brad is a pastor. Have you?
What am I, Leroy?
Huh?
Okay, so you said Brandon's the GOAT. What am I?
We're not talking about you.
Guys, I know, but you said everybody's something but me. Look, read my name, professional slacker.
You're a Clyde.
I said you're good. Let me finish. Please, you keep interrupting everybody. So my thing is for you, Brad. So everybody knows that you're a pastor. Have you ever, not yet, but have you ever had to tell a family, hey, listen, we understand that you don't have a lot of money and you don't have money for a funeral or whatever, but there is also, you could go to a flea market and create money. You could go to eBay and create money. Have you had to do that yet? Or would you ever be willing to do that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've never turned anybody down for, assistance, at least within reason. We help them several times. And then, if it's like a habitual thing, like I have this philosophy that, our job is there's two states that people are in. They either need relief or they need restoration. And if it's just like if it's a temporary thing and, it's like they fell on hard times, then they just need some relief. They don't need somebody to give them preach them a message series about, how they screwed up their life. They just need some relief. But then you have those people who are habitual. It's like it happens twice. 3 times they're asking for assistance, 4 times they're asking for assistance. And with those people, I do share with them how to make money. I kind of walk them through, tell them I'm willing to help them learn how to do, the same way that I have to make some money to assist myself. I teach them how to do that as well. So, or I can teach them how to do
I don't mean to put you on blast.
Nobody takes me up on it.
Yeah, because I just see the opportunity for you.
Yeah.
As a man in Christ, I see the opportunity where you could say, hey, listen, I understand your mom passed and now your life is going downhill. But there is a thing called eBay. And you could do because I've tried it. And I just don't know if because someone's when it's down and out, maybe they will try to listen. But it's so hard these days.
Yeah, no, I mean I run into it a lot, and I share my story, here's how I do it. I actually got one guy that he was a hard luck story, but he was into cards and he actually started flipping cards, mostly like Pokemon stuff. He had a bunch of Pokemon cards. And so he started flipping that and he, started helping his family. So that was kind of a cool little story. He actually kind of started working out of it.
Yeah, it's just cool. And I don't mean to cut you off, Chris. I'm sorry, buddy.
He did too. He meant to.
I meant to cut you. But Brandon, so just to finish my thing real quick, Brandon, have you ever tried to help anyone or show anybody the way? Has anybody ever followed through?
So this is a funny story. Obviously, y'all know I do cards. It's no secret. I have it behind me. I've had a card channel for 4.5 years now, I guess, on YouTube. And I've built, I also have a Facebook group, and I don't really talk about it, but I have a Facebook group, has over 600 members on Facebook. I have over 2,000 subs on my card channel on YouTube. And a lot of the people that have became subs, viewers, whatever, some of them have became really close friends. Even I would put some of them as nearly family members. I have a guy from Pennsylvania that comes down. If the scheduling works out, he'll come down every time the Chantilly sports card show happens, stay at my house. We go there. Tim, over the years, I normally see him there. And that guy is almost became a father figure to me. He's older than I am, but if you can believe that. But it's funny because some of the folks that found me and have graded cards through our submission or became friends on the card side, a lot of them have seen the success that I've had doing the reselling. And they've actually followed on that path. Now, maybe not full blown, full time, all of that, but they've started picking that up and they'll reach out every now and then. Hey, look what I found. Hey, I just sold this. And I'm like, when did y'all start reselling? And it's they just kind of seeing how it was working or we would stay chatting some people I talk to every day and they would see what I was doing and see the success in it. And so they started picking it up just a little bit of extra money. Right. And I was on Facebook one day and you know how it shows you your friends posts if they post stuff for sale in groups or on Marketplace or whatever, and it was 6 different people from my sports card Facebook group that had listed items on Facebook for sale, not cards, just reselling. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not saying I'm responsible for it, but it was very coincidental, and it was kind of it's kind of cool when people reach out and stuff, and I try to help. If they have questions, I'm not a professional. I wing it and I'm learning as I go, but it's cool to help people. I have tried to get my son involved because, you know, I told him I don't expect him to follow in my footsteps, but if he just, took a look and seen the potential there, he could, make a little extra money, put some in a savings account, save up some money, whatever. And I don't know, it's just tough with the youth to get them motivated to do things like that. But I've volunteered to help him too, to, even just find something he likes and do it. But yeah, so to answer your question in a short form, because it's very obvious I like to talk. It's been funny on some of the comments on my videos lately about me talking. But yeah,
How about you, Chris? And then I'm going to follow up at the end. Chris, good morning.
Yeah. So anyone other than my son, and my son, he doesn't necessarily do it on eBay, but he has kind of followed what we're doing. But he does it through Facebook groups and Reddit, I believe. He sells collectible military items, uniforms, hats, cards, books, anything that does with the military, specifically World War II era stuff. So that's what he does. And anyone else that I kind of mention it to, I fall in the category of, well, that's not a real job, or that's not, that's something. Oh yeah, that sounds really really good, but you can't make it doing that. All the negative stuff that you can actually hear about it. So I just, I don't really. I still let people know what I do all the time. Because you do have those people that say, "Hey, you do that, so let's. I got something for you that you might can help you out."
No, and I get it. Like that's super cool. Like, you, Chris, don't give up. Don't give up, because I always thought that I could be king eBay. I've been doing eBay for as long as I can imagine. I was on eBay. I can't read and write. I have a learning disability. And I used to, when I tell you my daughter used to write out the names for me, it's not a joke. It's for real, for real. And and I've always pushed it, and I've tried. And Chris, I've tried, and I try to tell people, and I feel like they don't take me serious. Like, I get you, so don't give up. But I'll tell you one little story. I had a woman that my brother had this Nikon camera, and before the iPhones, I used to use a Nikon camera, and it used to take great pictures for me. I could take my SD card, I could put it in the camera, I could switch it over to my computer, put it in my computer. It was a little bit of a hassle to download, but not much. And then I realized how to do it from my iPhone, and it's not even my iPhone is locked. It's a locked iPhone. Just so if anybody's listening, you could get an iPhone cheap from your daughter. It's locked out, and she can't use it because she didn't pay her bill. I'm not blaming your daughter or anything, guys, but that phone and that camera is one of the best cameras you can use. This thing is like a 1972 iPhone. It's a big one. I think it's the iPhone 7, to be honest. And I use it for pictures every day, and it's blocked. But if I plug it into my Mac, it will go right through. No problems. It uploads everything. So all that being said, I had a lady before this stuff. I had a lady, and my brother had a Nikon, and I loved his Nikon, and he had it for already 4 or 5 years. And I was able, after 4 or 5 years, I can get it for like $80. So I had this young lady that she was selling it on eBay. And this is how far back I've been on eBay. And the lady was like, "Oh, I'll sell it to you." She's like, "What are you using it for?" I was like, "Oh, I use it to take pictures on eBay." Let me tell you something. It's probably the only one that I've ever influenced. Her boyfriend or husband was a scumbag. Excuse my language, Brad. But he was a scumbag, and she was selling on eBay just to try to get a little bit of money. I taught this woman how to do eBay. She paid her car payment for 3 years. She messaged me out of the blue and said, Mr. Leroy, I just want to say thank you. And don't take it the wrong way, but I love what you've done for me and my daughter. We have created an extra $10,000 a year selling stuff on eBay. And if it
Mhm.
never happens again, that one story touched my heart and it makes me a better man. She paid her car payment. She paid her car payment, which at that time was $250 a month. She paid her car payment $250 a month, and then she was paying her rent $250 a month after she paid up her car payment. And I don't mean to interrupt Chris, anybody, Brad, anybody, Brandon. I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but like I've tried now and nobody wants to get it. But just that one influence from that young lady and her daughter, it made me feel like I did something right.
That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
is awesome. That is a great story.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that's kind of cool, in our church is we got like a little group of resellers in our church. We got several people that do it. So if anybody needs help learning, we got the crew that can help them do it. Like I said, nobody's taken me up on the offer yet.
It's hard. It's
I've
hard.
heard.
So I do have something real quick I want to tell the viewers and everyone here. I don't know if anyone knows this. eBay come out with their winter update. If you go to your eBay store, you check it out. There's been an increase in fees effective March 15th instead of the 30-cent seller 30-cent. What is that? What's that 30-cent fee called? I can't remember what it is called. Yeah,
Like
but it's
processing fee.
charged. Yeah, the 30-cent processing fee is charged for every single item starting March 15th, I believe it is. Any item over $10, there will be an increase to that processing fee to 40 cents. So I just want to let everybody know that that's happening on March 15th on that one there. So eBay gets another 10 cents each item over $10.
Ping G nailed it. She said transaction fee. Yeah, it's transaction
And then
fee.
Fraction fee.
the percentage went up too, but I
I
actually did a
Oh, I
video
don't know
on
what the
it.
percentage, but
I want to give a huge shout out.
percent went 30 cent went up to 40 cent. I do know that dollars.
I want to give a huge shout out to Pink G. She has been one of our loyal supporters. She's been one of my loyal supporters. She's supported me back with Mo, and you guys don't even know about. I used to do a morning show. Pink G, I know you. And she used to support me back in the day, way back. And just so you know, Pink G, I did speak to Mo last week. We still speak on every 3 or 4 months basis for about 20 minutes on the phone. But she has been one of our supporters here on this channel. And we appreciate you and we love you. And we hope that everything is prosperous and you stay strong and continue being a great reseller.
She a moderator, so earlier when she made a moderator,
Nice.
her name.
So I actually did a
She's
video
always-
last night about the fees, and I'm not gonna go through it all, but just to give a quick rundown on how I figured it up, because I know anytime we see increased fees, it's the world is crashing and eBay sucks and they're just a rip off and everything else. But I actually made it simple on the math side. And I took it as, let's say you sold 2,500 items for the year. You made $100,000. That gives you an ASP of $40 an item. Okay, so we got easy round transaction numbers, and we got doable numbers there. 2,500 items for $100,000. That's doable. The new percentage is 12.35%. It went up from 12 if you have an eBay store that's basic level or above. So it went from 12 to 12.35. So on your $40 ASP number, after that percentage, that would give you $35.06. Okay, after your fee. Then you subtract the 40 cents that went up to, That's going to put you at $34.66 after those initial fees right there. And then I went a step further and I said, well, you got to have the price of your store because you got to have a store. I went with the $60 level just to, say some people might have above basic. I did the $60 store. I took the 2,500 sales, divided that by 12. It gives you 208.33 sales per month. You divide your $60 over the 208 sales. That's a 29 cents per sale cost to run a $60 store. So that's going to give you $34.37 after your fees. Now, you can promote and all that other stuff, and that will twist things around. There's ups and downs if you do, if you're a top rated and do the free returns and all that stuff, you can get the 10% off. A bunch of different things in there, but a baseline of $34.37. That was an increase over the previous fees of $600 for the year. So $50 a month increase, right? But then I broke it down even further, and here's all my napkin math just to show. But I went through and looked at Poshmark's fees. I looked at Mercari's fees. I looked at Whatnot, and then I broke those down based on the same metrics. The only platform that's going to be cheaper in fees, believe it or not, is Whatnot. Now, the problem with Whatnot is to even break even with eBay, you would need to sell your items for $39 an item rather than $40 an item on eBay. And how many of us out there are going to get eBay price for all of our items, especially across 2,500 items? So at the end of the day, yes, eBay fees went up, but when you really break it down into realistic numbers and compare it to the other platforms, they're still cheaper. So really quick synopsis.
Did I miss? All right, I was looking at the eBay thing. Where did Leroy go? Did he just fall out?
He got raptured. He's gone. He gone.
Okay.
He heard me talking about fees. He said he was.
So,
by the way, thanks for reading it. Thanks for reading that, so I don't have to, Brandon.
What's that?
I said thanks for reading that update, so I don't have to.
Oh yeah.
So it's looking.
There's other things to it though.
Yeah.
I had a question here. Ping answered it for him. A quick question. I just had 2 eBay orders from the same address but different buyer. I looked up the address and spoke to these buyers. Ukraine. Watch this.
Chris is breaking up pretty good.
Yeah.
So I've shipped to the one in Delaware several times, and I've never had any trouble. There's another freight forwarder, I think, like in I've sent one actually in the last week or so. I think it's like somewhere maybe in Oregon somewhere, and there's one I think in San Diego, and I've never had any trouble with them at all. So, but several $100s would absolutely kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. But as long as it's showing, it's going to show delivered to the freight forwarder, and then I don't know from there. Hey, it's just you and I, Brandon.
Well, I'll be darned. We ran them all off. Let's take over
the show. Yeah, boy. Talk about them fees some more.
To go a little bit on that and take it on a side, I haven't really. Unknowingly, I don't know that I've dealt with any freight forwarders in the reselling side, but there's a lot of that stuff for sports cards. There's a company called Ship My Cards. There's a lot of places in Oregon that, because sports cards are very big in like China and Japan and stuff like that. In the Asian culture, they collect a lot of cards, and so they'll have us ship stuff to like Oregon, and then they'll forward them over to the Asian countries. And so I've never had any problem. Like there's literally companies that have started up just to do that, and they've been good. To circle back, and it kind of relates a little bit with that freight forwarder thing. you had mentioned the Rockstar thing, and I didn't watch the video, but I got what the idea of it is, where he's basically going to be a warehouse for your goods and a fulfillment center type thing.
Yeah, basically Amazon FBA.
My question
Yeah.
for that is like, it's still running off of our own personal eBay account, right? Like,
Yeah, it is, and yeah,
that's
they'll have access, whatever access you give them to like shipping, info and stuff. You can grant them that level of
yeah,
access.
it's not even that. Like, one thing I pride myself in is the way I package my orders and get them out and everything else. And it, like, you're literally putting your entire business in somebody else's hands at that point. Like, you just have the name of your eBay store, and you're putting full faith. And I don't know the guy, so I can't, I don't want to get into like his workflow and all of that stuff. And I'm sure he probably has employees. So then they're steps further down, because you're not only trusting him, but you're trusting his employees and everything else. And I just don't think I could do that. Like, Amazon's a corporation. They're not going to play around with somebody's, stuff. Again, I don't know the guy, but that's putting an awful lot of trust in somebody that's handling basically your business. That's all I got to say. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great idea. What he's got going on. It's a great. You guys hear me? My internet's acting crazy as all get out.
Yeah, it's pretty wonky there, Chris. On my take on it is, I don't think I would ever do that. I have done Amazon FBA stuff before, and that's the nice part is you send it in and basically forget about it, and somebody else handles all the stuff. This one seems a little bit, I can kind of see some holes in it, because like if you have like return stuff and you're still going to be having to handle all that. Whereas like with FBA, anything that was returned or any issues, Amazon took care of all of that. So I don't know. Hey, if he can make it work, my hat's off to him. I wouldn't trust my kids. That's right, Sue.
Again, this isn't remove him from it. Anybody that had that idea, that's just like somebody out there on YouTube or whatever. There's a ton of questions I have. Like, again, I'm going to use something I'm very familiar with: sports cards. There's consignment companies out there for sports. I can send all my cards to a consignment company and they sell them. And I don't even do that, because I feel the more you put your business in other people's control, the less control you have, and it doesn't become your business any longer. You're just, it's just your name attached to something, and other people, you're putting full faith. I don't like shipping, packages out. That's my worst fear. Why? Because it's the only thing that's not in my control. So I couldn't put my whole, nothing against anybody, I'm not talking smack about him. I don't know the guy. I don't really follow his content. It's just not something I would try.
What I do like about his system is that now I don't know what the cost is. I don't know. I think $4 for an item, or it could be a batch of items. I'm not sure. You have to email him. He just says send an email if you got any questions. But what I like about his system is, so I tried Amazon about 3 or 4 years. BA, I tried it, and so when you try that and have to come up with your own SKU system, your own SKU labels, and do all that stuff, and that honestly, to me, I was computer more illiterate than I am now, so it was really hard for me to grasp that concept. So I didn't deal with it. But his system, if you work with his program, from my understanding is he sends you the labels and everything you need, the SKU labels, everything you need, and then send it back to him. Now, Penguin, and that's a pretty big expensive with shipping. I'm not sure about that concept, but yeah, you would send it to Florida and then they would handle it. But he's not doing items right now. It's just certain items. Now, I think he has a great idea. I think it's, and I wish him the best of luck with it. I hope it works out because, I mean, that could be a business that we all could future if it turns out to be really, 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 really good. I mean, he did say they've actually
I
been
think he's
working and stuff for the last 6-7 months. You know, so
not.
I think what, Brad?
No, I was just you had cut off several times there, so we didn't catch a great deal
Oh,
of it.
I'm sorry, guys. My internet here is acting
I,
stupid. It's just acting easy.
I was just gonna say anybody that has an entrepreneurial idea and can follow it through to completion and make it work. I for those kind of people, my hat's off to them. I know the kind of energy it takes just to do what we do. Adding levels on layers onto that and scaling onto that. That's a lot of work. I think if you're going to do something like that, there's a certain level of acceptance you have to reach as far as you're kind of like staying in a hotel. There's a certain level of acceptance that, they've cleaned the place and all that. I think it's kind of the same way. Just it's a risk reward thing. You have to determine if that's worth the risk to you.
Here's another thing you have to think about. And again, I don't care. Put Joe Schmo is the one running. I don't care who it is. This isn't person to person. And I'm going to run the same thing, something I am very knowledgeable with. Go search comc.com or comc, check out my cards, whatever. There's a big issue right now. This is a sports card thing. Same thing, right? It's a similar thing of what the Amazon FBA thing is and what and again, I haven't watched the video, but I had someone reach out to me asking me about it, some questions. So basically what ComC is I could take this stack of cards or box of cards or whatever and ship it to them. They will take these cards and they're going to scan them all in. It's going to cost me like 50 cents a card for them to intake them. Then they'll let me know, hey, we got your stuff uploaded and it's on their platform, but then they also list it on eBay as well. So they have their own website and eBay. All right. And then you go in, you put your price on all the cards. You price them out. They don't price them. They just are hosting, storing, and then they'll ship. Okay. Right now, it is taking over a month for people if they order from the ComC platform. It's taking over a month for their orders to ship out. Let's say he gets a ton of business. Let's say he's got 100 different eBay sellers that are sending him stuff. Let's say each of those have 1,000 items and there's 100,000 items in there. And let's say all of those people are selling 10 items a day. That's 1,000 items a day that he's going to have the manpower to pick, pull,
he said,
pack, and ship within your business policy of whether it's 1 day or 2 day handling or whatever. Not get things mixed up, have it proper, get it to the proper. Then
actually, he said that all your items. He says all your items because he says he understands that there's a lot of people out there that can't do the 1 day shipping time, and he understands that. But he says that all the items that are going through him will be handled on a 1 day shipping time. They will be able to do a 1 day time. He says he does have the employees for it, has the manpower. Concerns like that,
used to as well. So, that's my point. Like, it's easy to say in the beginning.
You're saying about the
hit those numbers in the beginning, but scaling and one employee calls out sick, things can roll downhill. I mean, again, I'm not saying it can't work. There's just a lot of questions. And a question that a buddy of mine asked, and he watched the video, how is he insuring all of that inventory? What if something happened?
He does
all
have
of your
insurance.
items?
He went through an insurance company. He said that he does have the insurance for all the items and the stuff, the location. I mean, so he's covered all his bases. If you watch the video, I mean, he's everything. And
We're losing him again.
come out with another. He did come out with another video and says something about how people thought that he books and just stuff like that, and he said that's not what this was. This was just a storing facility to like a FBA. He said he had that to cover everything, so he sounds like it sounds like he's got all his bases. I don't have to send him in his categories. I would love to test it, which because you can send them in bulks of 25, 50, 75, 100 items or even more. I would like to test it with 25 items to see how it will work. And but I just don't have the items for him that he's able to hold right now, because he's not doing a bunch of pots and pans and just all that kind of stuff. There's just categories that he's covering right now due to space. He does have a facility, but how big is that facility? I mean, it's not going to hold a lot of electric. You're not going to hold. If you got 100 people like me, and you're each sending in 100 electronics a month, guess what? That's a lot of space.
Yeah,
I don't know. Good luck. I don't think it's anything that I would want to try.
Sounds like a headache. I don't want. Again, like I said, if he can pull it, if he's got the desire and the heart to pull it off and can pull it off, then my hat's off to him. That's awesome. I'm really surprised eBay
most definitely.
I'm surprised eBay hasn't done something similar, but to the FBA thing. But I can see why they don't. Selling on eBay is just a little different than selling on Amazon. I'm looking around the room at stuff I don't even know, man. Like,
see if that's something that but actually I don't know that they could do it on a capacity with so many sellers on there, so many different things. But there is categories that they do that kind of stuff. Like they have the eBay Vault. I don't know if you've heard of that for the sports.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you know anybody that's used that actually.
I know people that have used it. I don't personally use it, but I know some people that use it. I know people that use Golden Vault and things like that. But yeah, I mean, could you imagine the warehouse that it would take to house everybody's items? Like, hold on, I'll let you guys know, because ComC is kind of what it sounds like this guy does, and this is just for sports cards.
He already has that one business where he lists your items also for you. He's got that one business going on.
Let me go to their company info.
It does really good.
So ComC's warehouse is over. Their warehouse is over 200,000 square feet, and that's just for sports cards. 300 employees and over 200,000 square feet, and that's just for cards. So
yeah. So I don't. What categories was it, Chris? I didn't really pay close attention.
Well, I do know. I think he's doing clothing, and then I'm almost positive he's doing clothing, and then cards, and I know he's doing comic books. I'm not sure what other. I know those three. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure it's more smaller lot of stuff right now. The smaller categories like cards, the paper stuff, Ethereum or whatever you call that. I don't know, but I'm sure it's stuff like that right now. I'm just saying that I think if he can pull this off, I think it'll be great, because he's not just doing it for eBay. He's also doing it for Poshmark and Macari, and there is another platform, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong about that. But if this off, I think it would be awesome for people like me because if he can pull it off and it's affordable, man, I'll use it. I mean, I will. I mean, I won't have a problem with that one bit. I think it's something great. I give him all support. I wish him all the best with it, man, because I really hope he can pull it off because that is something that I think, like you said earlier, I'm very surprised eBay hasn't done anything like this, period, because Amazon does it. But if he can pull it off and it can work, I'll use him in the future. I will. I will.
That's interesting. So speaking of Mercari, I've
Yeah.
because I have List Perfectly, and they finally have instituted the auto delist thing. I've actually been cross posting some stuff to Mercari, and what I found that's true of eBay for the stuff we sell is also true for Mercari. Where the stuff we're selling on Mercari is like bundled orders of Playmobil and stuff like that. So the same kind of activity for that particular segment of buyers is the same on Mercari too.
Isn't Macari? I might be misremembering. Think it was
What's
Macari.
she saying?
Is it a bit easier for you with the bundles? Because isn't there something on Macari where you can create custom bundle for customer?
Actually,
Like I've
they've created their own bundles and then sent me an offer on it. That's the only way I've done it so far. So it's like, for
but
me,
they
it was
do have like a bundle feature thing on there.
yeah. I
I
don't know
thought
what
that
it,
was
On
the
Macari?
platform. So.
yeah, I don't know what it looks like on the user's end or anything like that, but I've gotten so we've been doing it for like 2 weeks now, and two of my orders were, I just got a buyer had made a bundle and sent me an offer, and I just accepted it, and it was as simple as that for me. So
I thought that was the platform that
yeah,
had like that bundle feature. I think you also like if they were to reach out to you and say, "Hey, could you sell this, this, and this at whatever price?" Or maybe they switched it because it was happening so much or whatever. I think it was Shed Flips that I think Candace was talking about it. They would make actual custom bundles, and when they did it, it was only for that particular customer. They could make a custom bundle for that customer and then sell things that way. I mean,
yeah.
that's actually a pretty cool feature, really. So
I
I've
think
done it on
No
eBay,
way.
but if I have people like that want to buy, 5 different cards or something, or like, hey, can you sell all of these? I have to create a separate listing and then hope that they find that listing before somebody else finds it. And so
right.
yeah, it would be a little bit easier if you could just do a bundle thing.
All
That's
right.
pretty cool.
Sue's got two things here. She says, Chris, don't you worry about having too many fish in the fryer or something's going to burn. Well, I kind of look at it like this. If I was on, I would be doing it. I would send to FBA. I wouldn't have this building if I was doing Amazon. I'd be sending everything on. So I kind of look at it that way. Again, like I said, I want to see it work. I want to see it. I want to see it grow. I'm not just going to jump right in. I want to see. I want to see the fruits of his idea, and then we'll go from there. Before I actually do it, but if it works out for him, then yes, I will be doing that. And then here's some that says, yes, I've used Flip. Says they're going to start charging $9 a month starting March 2nd. If Mac is still in here, this is information he needs to know because he uses Flip also. So my question with this, Sue, do you know if this is a special feature they're adding to charge you $9 a month, or is it the free version is going to be completely gone and it's going to be $9 a month? Or are they adding more to Flip to make that $9 a month worth using? That would be my question to you on that one.
Yeah.
That's still
Because
what
that's
I mean, what are you paying for List
go ahead, bro.
Perfectly? Probably 20 to 40.
Oh yeah, it's up to 60 on some of them.
Yeah. For the
If
number of
that's
listings.
$9 and still unlimited,
Yeah.
that's a bargain.
Well,
I mean,
well.
really.
See, with List Perfectly, you can do multiple items at one time. Okay, with Flip, you only can do cross list, eBay, Depop's on there too. I could be wrong. I might be mistaken. I think Facebook Marketplace. The other ones because when I used it, I only went from and D and Bakari and Poshmark, and she says it's unlimited in same features that they had. So I guess they're doing away with the flip. It's free, so that's crazy.
Yeah,
So
probably
for
going
that.
from free, almost free. I mean, that's still not bad. $9. I mean,
No, it's not
that's
bad.
not
No,
bad.
but it was the only free one out there that I knew about.
Yeah.
You
I
know, we
didn't
all try to do
I
stuff
didn't
at
think
least less cost.
I didn't think there was going to be any way they were going to be able to keep it for free forever. I know they were trying to, but it's just
Yeah.
that's too much. But no,
It says it
yeah,
starts March 6th. So
yeah. I remember I read about it
Are
somewhere,
you
and I
looking
can't
at it,
remember.
Brendan?
yeah, I pulled it up on my screen here. It says March 6th. It says new users, they'll offer a 100-day free unlimited everything trial. No limits, no credit card needed. So I wonder how many people are going to just get a bunch of emails.
Wait a minute. What is that?
Well, wait, it has to be tied to your
What do they mean?
eBay, I guess. So,
Yeah. What do they mean unlimited?
unlimited
Meaning,
crossovers. That's what I was saying. Like $9 a month is cheap because some of them you only get like
Oh,
100 listings.
you could do right. So yeah, I mean, you could always do unlimited crossovers. It's just that you could only do one at a time. Was the thing that I had.
Right.
Now they do have a cool.
But
Let's see. Where's this?
how many do you get with
Sure.
this perfectly, Brad?
I think it's unlimited with the plan I have. So
Yeah, List Perfectly is unlimited also.
Well,
I,
maybe
there's
The
we'll
one
a there's a
thing that
limit.
I really like.
There's
the
a
one
limit.
thing
to
that I
the
really
number of
like
new-
about the
your thing keeps hiccuping, so I don't know where to go. It's like I'm diving in here. No, I was just I'll say what I was going to say and then toss it back to you, whatever you're trying to say. I think List Perfectly, they have different levels, and I think it's like the limit is only on the number of new listings you can do a month. I think like maybe like 250 or 500, depending on which plan you have, or they might have an unlimited plan. I don't know.
So
Also,
are you done? Yeah, my internet's bad, Sue. Look at Brad. Brad's sitting there just okay. All right. So on the flip reseller, the one thing that I really like about it, but dislike about it, is the Poshmark share, because in order for it to work, you have to leave it open all the time. If they would fix that, then I would never turn it off. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I have an issue with Flip, is that cross lister is not the Poshmark share is not open all the time. I mean, you have to leave it open all the time in order for it to work. Yes, Sue, my internet's doing something really crazy here tonight. It's been that way the last couple of days here. I don't know if it doesn't like the cold or what. It's just retarded. But as long as you can hear the other two guys, we're good to go.
Yeah, I did find something cool, or I was determined to figure it out. But on List Perfectly, you can download your catalog into a CSV file, or you can download certain things, whatever. But I was wanting to see if I could download it and then transport it over to District, and I was determined to figure that out, and I finally figured that out last night. So I'll probably throw a bunch more stuff up on District here in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna pick some stuff I want to put on there and download it and bulk upload it, bulk import it.
So does anybody use Vendu?
I know Eric told me he uses OBX. Told me he uses Vendu, and I can't remember.
I think
Tell me somebody else.
Chris Cernoc's connection uses Vendu. But
I think it's what
does anyone know what the cost on Vendu is?
I looked it up just to see how it compared with. So for like my size store, it looked like it's basically the same price as List Perfectly, more or less.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So yeah, $9 a month sounds good still, don't it? I mean, you can't get.
Yeah. There are things I like about List Perfectly. It's pretty robust, but for me, it's just an insurance policy. But it's an insurance policy that I'm trying to take advantage of by, going ahead and cross listing stuff. So it's pretty easy while I'm sitting and watching, about 10 o'clock every night. We kind of sit down and watch some TV, and I can have my laptop and I can cross post, 20, 30 things pretty quick. So.
So is there any way, let's chat this too. Let's see. They have a tier levels. I'm staying with Flip. Yeah. Okay. So Sue, let me ask you a question. I have items. I'll share this so you can see what I'm looking at right here. Let's see, because I do have a Flip account apparently. I haven't used it in so long. So I have all these items listed. This is sold. This is sold. This is sold, and I'm sure there's more that's on here that's sold. Is there any way to bulk delete? And I just like this thing sold, this thing's gone. All these are gone. I had a whole bunch of those. I mean, so is there any way to bulk delete items, and I'll just restart all over? Because you got active, sold, filter by, create new.
If you go up to the
wait a minute, here we go, right there. Is that it? Bulk delete. Okay.
No.
Oh, you have to go in and click each one. Is that correct? That's what it looks like. I gotta go in and click each and every one of them. So there's no way to check them all. Okay. All right. I'll go back and work with that later. All right. You can go to the orders area and it may delist them all. Okay. All right. I'm just I may end up going back using that just for the Poshmark share. Because there's not that many items there.
It's been a long time since I used Flip. I can't remember, does it automatically mark your listings as sold, or do you have to go in and do that on your own?
The last I remember, you had to go in. Wait, I don't know. Do you, Sue? Do you have to mark them, or does it automatically do it?
Because I like to stay on top of my catalog, and even before they had the auto delist, they did have the sales detection feature on List Perfectly that would go ahead and mark it, and
right.
It was just click it and it would delete it or mark it as sold. But so I'm very particular about. I like to keep my numbers reconciled. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure all of them have their advantages and disadvantages, and one excels at something. I know one of the things that Flip excels at is it does have the Poshmark share built in there with it.
Here's an idea.
She say, look right there, Brad.
Okay.
Here's an idea if you're behind, because I just noticed I haven't been on here since December messing with this thing. What if you just delete everything you have on Flip and then go back in and re-import it? Wouldn't that update it?
That's what I was going to do.
And then you just have a whole fresh new store.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting here going through the last 2 months of trying to figure out what's sold and what hadn't.
I think right.
That's exactly what I want.
It's like if you ever screw up.
That's what I want to do.
if you ever screw up your check-in book, just take like 3 weeks off and start over.
Yeah, just throw it away and go get a new bank and use it for a new one.
The issue is that you have to go through 100+ items on your other platforms to see which ones, if they're listed there when you go to cross list, if they're already there or not. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to wipe my Flip account out to where there's nothing in the catalog. And then I'll go back and I'll redo the catalog. I'll move everything back into the catalog. Then when I go to relist an item into another platform, I'll have to see if that item's in the platform. And here's something else about Flip that, I remember what it was about Flip that I did not like. So I do a lot of delist and sell similar. Okay. Well, with Flip, it doesn't, it creates a whole new listing. So when you go in to add more to the catalog, it has those same listings that you just say you did 10 listings of delist and sell similar. Okay. So when you go to your Flip account and you're going to import items, say you listed 20 new items. Well, when you go in, it's going to show you that there's 30 items that need to be imported, but there's really only 20 because you follow what I'm saying? They don't read it. It doesn't. You can end up with duplicate items in your catalog.
That is one thing I like about List Perfectly. That's been kind of a good little thing. Is like if you're on eBay and you want to end and sell similar for like 25 or 50 items or whatever, you can do that. And then when you look on it, when it's back in your, when it's relisted, however you want to look at it, there's a link button there. You can click link and it'll actually search for it within your List Perfectly catalog, and you just click and it connects it back to that listing again. So you do have to do each one individually, but it's just a matter of like clicking. You can do 25 of them in about 3 or 4 minutes. So,
right. See, she says she delist and relist using Flip. So I guess you can do that inside Flip. I didn't know you could do that. Not through eBay. That's interesting. I've thought about using Vendoo for the simple fact it's on your phone. You can use it on an app on your phone. And Chris and Eric was talking about one day. Chris says when he's sitting there watching TV, he can just cross list right there on his phone. So that was the reason I was interested in Vendoo.
Well, I hate using the phone, so.
Hey, you do know that there is another seller platform out there that has no selling fees for the seller. The buyer pays the selling fees. You guys do know that, right?
Where's this? What is it?
This, it's called, crap. Hold on a minute. Where's my bookmark? All right, let me see if I got it on my phone. I can't find it on bookmarks. I mentioned that, and then I sit there. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying while you're looking for that, one of the things I thought about doing is I saw with List Perfectly, you can also, cross list to a Shopify store. I actually thought about, I just tossed the idea around just to tinker with it, of doing a Shopify store, because I think you can do them on different levels where it really wouldn't cost you anything, just cost you more in fees up front, I think. But I thought about, I've actually downloaded my customer list from eBay with everybody that I've sold, like for example, our Playmobil to, and thought about creating a Shopify store and doing a mailer to all of those people, because they seem to be repeat customers quite a bit, just to see if I could create my own store and do that. Lower fees, lower everything. But like I said, was tossing that idea around in my brain, talked with my wife about it a little bit. So
the only downfall to that would be, are you going to keep it on eBay?
Yeah, both places. But only because I can, it'd still be listed on eBay, but it'd also be cross-posted to Shopify, because I can do that through my list perfectly. So yeah, I just thought about it because I was like, if I could create a space that was mine with a customer base that I know is interested in buying the stuff we have, and they have, I have repeat buyers all the time. I was just tossing around the idea, but uh, hadn't acted on it yet.
I posted
Vinted.
this site in chat. Yeah, Vinted. I don't know if anybody's ever familiar with that, but let's see if I can show you guys. This is the seller does not pay the selling fees. The buyer does. So, and this is Vinted here. Let me see if I can find where it shows us that. Terms and conditions. Let's see. It's in the terms and conditions. Let's see. Let me go back to about. Let me go to Help Center. And let's look up. Can you spy some community accounts? Payments and withdrawals by accounts community. Let's go with selling. I'm going to show you guys this. I do have an account with them. How selling works, the same ship returns my items, payments. Okay. How selling works. Maybe it's in this one. I wish there's a way I could just search out what I wanted to search out. There you go. Selling on Vinted free. Okay, selling on Vinted free. There are no fees for uploading your items or selling them on Vinted. This means once your sale is successfully closed, you will receive the full selling price straight to your Vinted wallet. So what they're saying is you list an item for $20. Guess what? You get $20 when it sells. And I do know this because I have sold right here.
Click on how it works because I'm gonna bet.
Okay, I have sold on here before. That's the only reason I know it's free. So it's a secure e-wallet to the seller. Receives all earnings from sold items. Can pay from it to buy on Vinted. Can withdraw the money to the bank account, which that's what we did. You don't need to use Vinted Wallet to buy on Vinted. We offer other payment methods. We have Vinted Wallet. Let's see. I made a video about this too. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me search them. What are selling fees? Because I made a video about this. Yeah, it just goes straight to is selling on Vinted free. So I've used this Mac brand Mac and his wife. They sell a lot on that platform all the time. They're the ones that told me about it. Ashley's actually in here. And Ashley and Mac, they both have sold on this platform and a lot of stuff. So, and there's no seller fees. I've sold some items on there and I wasn't charged any seller fees. The seller fees were charged to the buyer actually. And it wasn't that much actually either. It wasn't much at all. Just a certain percentage of the sale.
I think a lot of times with things, I think you have to ask, is it worth the effort? Is there going to be diminishing returns, return on investment, stuff like that. But, I don't know. It's kind of like you got to put your effort in somewhere. And I think you want to spend your most time in the place that's going to have the most return.
Oh yeah, obviously. Most definitely.
Yeah. I still sell on Bonanza. I've actually had
I do too.
Bonanza sales have picked up this year, so
Yeah, I haven't had a sale since January in Bonanza, but I still and I like Bonanza for the simple fact is when it sells on eBay, it gets removed from Bonanza, and vice versa. When it sells on Bonanza, it gets removed from eBay.
I think for me, Bonanza is just kind of a no-brainer. You don't have to do anything with it, so
Nothing.
it takes care of
Yeah,
itself.
you're
I
absolutely
think
right.
I sold four. I think I sold four things on there this year. So
Yeah, I like Bonanza, and here I'm going to show you something that I like about Bonanza too. This is something really cool tool that Bonanza has that you can apply it to eBay. I got to find my there it is. Um, and which does help me out some. Let's see here.
my favorite part of Bonanza is
Go
Hoss
to
Cartwright.
the what?
Hoss Hoss
What'd
Cartwright.
you say?
I
Oh
said
yeah,
my
right.
favorite part of Bonanza is my mom's favorite part is Little Joe. She'd been in love with him as long as I can remember.
All right, let's see here. Let's see if I can get to my selling. I don't want to go to stats. Oh my God, what happened?
They have if you do sell on Bonanza, or if you go back to selling on Bonanza, Ping, it's you have to use their shipping now. If you don't use their shipping, I think you get charged like a $2.50
Yeah,
or something like that. Unless you sign, I think there's something you can sign up for where you don't have to do that. There's a way around that, I think. But honestly, their shipping has been reasonable, and they have a 4x6 option on the label, so it all works out. No big deal.
oh yeah. Let's see, did this pull up? Yeah, let me show you guys something here. Let me show everybody something about Bonanza here. All right, so I listed these items yesterday on eBay or day before, whatever it was on eBay, and I didn't do anything, and they automatically went there. All right, but look right here. All right, so you got items for sale, you got items ready to post, and then you got incomplete items. So you click on this right here, and this will show you items here, and it tells you. Let's see, where's it at? Oh, well, this one's need to make bold changes. Crap, where's the ones? Let's click on this one right here. It's not letting me. My internet's stupid. Okay, the following problems are currently preventing your item from being sellable. You must upload at least one image. So, okay, so this is just pictures right here. But what Bonanza does do, it will go through, like when you click on this incomplete items right here, obviously all mine are just pictures right now. But if there's anything else that's wrong with your item, it will tell you what's wrong with the item. So, like when you're in eBay, it doesn't. It's helpful for you to go back to your eBay and look at what it is with an item in eBay and change that, and it helps with the eBay production also.
I'll tell you how hands off I am with Bonanza. I don't even ever look at that stuff. I'll get the email about 10 things were disapproved by Google or something like that, and I just don't even fool with
Yeah.
it. But yeah,
Hey, it's so bad for me. I'll sell something, I'll get the email, and a day or two later, I get another email saying I gotta ship the item, and I'm like, what? I gotta sell. And so I look, I get a sale, and then when I ship the item, I completely forget that I sold something, and then I go to my PayPal account. I'm like, where'd this money come from? you know?
mine. I tell you the way I keep up with that. Because that's the one complaint a lot of people have. I don't even know how I sell stuff. I look at my eBay app many times throughout the day, and I just keep an eye on the unsolds because I keep that cleared out. And if I see a number pop up on that unsold, that means
Yeah.
I've got to sell on Bonanza. So
On Bonanza, right?
yeah.
So I think I might start back cross listing again. Oh, excuse me again. Y'all got me worked up talking about it, thinking about it. I think it might be a good thing. I mean, I got items in Poshmark and Macquarie, but I haven't sold nothing in there in so long probably since last year. I just stuff just sits there. I mean, I don't know. I guess you have to be active in the account. And the thing about Macari that I do not like is every time you send an offer, it's always got to be a certain percentage below your last offer. So you have to delist the item or delete the item, and then here you are, you gotta relist it, which means taking new pictures and all that because they don't have the delist relist option on Macari. So I just let it sit, and then if I get likes, I just let it sit. I don't even pay attention where you can send the offer. I don't even send the offers on.
That's I honestly I treat Mercari and Poshmark the same exact way I do Bonanza. I get it, after I cross post something, I don't share my Poshmark closet. I don't send offers on Mercari. We put all of our real effort into eBay. And then if I get some incidental sales from the other, which we do, it's kind of bonus sales that I really didn't have to really work any harder for. So if I wanted to sell
Right.
more,
And that's
if I was
yeah,
more
that's just
active on Mercari and Poshmark, I know we'd sell more, but it's just a time thing. So
right. eBay is your main source, so yeah, you spend more time with your main source. That's what I do. I spend more time, and like you said, it's a no brainer for Bonanza because you don't have to do anything.
yeah. Hey,
Just
before we get off
it
of
is what
here,
it is.
I if you I've been trying to eat a little healthier. So one of the things I do like is I love cheese sticks. Like cheese sticks from Sonic,
Mm-hmm.
cheese sticks from I don't know, wherever. Every restaurant I go to, I love cheese sticks. But I've been picking up Duro Blando from the Mexican grocery store in town and frying my own cheese up. So if you've never done the Mexican frying cheese thing, you should do it. It's a good, it's
Oh,
pretty good.
okay. Try
There's
that.
a brand you can look for,
What?
but I just got it from the deli. It's called Duro Blando. So
Yeah, yeah. What you got going on this week, Brad? Coming up for the weekend.
just church stuff. And I'm trying to actually I need to do some cleaning out here in the eBay room. I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to load up and probably donate. I don't think I can't get excited about listing. I'm never going to fool with it. It's so the deal is it's like when you go to yard sales and stuff and maybe it's a slow day, you just feel obligated to find something, and there's a whole lot of those I found somethings, but it's a whole lot of somethings I don't
Yeah.
know about. And I will say this one other thing, if you haven't been watching Facebook Marketplace and you don't mind traveling, I think I'm starting to see some people on there who probably did eBay or online sales that are kind of jumping out and they're selling their stuff. We went and picked up that Thomas the Train. I don't recommend everybody go buy a bunch of Thomas the Train stuff because it's going to sit for a while, but it will sell if you know how to list it and everything. But when I got there, we took a trip up after church on Sunday to pick up this big old lot. I don't know how many trains there are in this thing. There might be 1,000 trains. But I asked her when I got there, well, how'd you wind up with so many Thomas? And she said she sold on eBay, and so they were just getting out.
Uh,
I think there's a lot of people in that space, so you can probably find some deals if you're looking for them, and they fall in within your wheelhouse of stuff you're looking for. So be on the lookout. And you don't mind traveling.
Brandon, you got any new videos
Um,
coming out or anything this week?
I've got a card order I'm gonna have to do a preview for this weekend. I think I'm gonna get up early in the morning and go hit a yard sale that is not too far away. And I've been trying to kind of work on the same way that Brad's talking. Just I'm still working on trying to slim down the pile, whether it's just unloading stuff or whatever. You there's so many little things that you wind up realizing that you look back and it's either why did I buy this or where did this come from? And I think sometimes if you buy
Right.
bulk buys, you realize that there was a lot. Like I'm sure everybody can relate to this. You'll find a really good score, and it'll be a bulk buy, and we pick out the nuggets, and then we'll set the box away because we're like, all right, we're in the profit, and it's forgotten about. And then you might pull the box back out and see what else is in there that might make a little bit of money. And then you set that box aside again. What I'm starting to do is I'm going to pick out what's in there and get rid of it. Because that box, I ain't touching it no more. If I've already pulled the nuggets out and then I've pulled the stuff that might sell out, I know I'm not, or I'll lot it up. I've been creating lots of stuff and just trying to move things that way. But yeah, I'm trying to prepare to reload the pile because I have so much stuff as it is. It's about that time. That itch is about to get scratched of going back out and sourcing. So,
Oh yeah.
Got to make room.
So, oh yeah, most definitely. So, so this week I'm fixing to put a video out. This is funny. I'm waiting on it. That's why I've been sitting here fooling with it on my phone. I did it on my phone, and so the way I can't figure out, I just can't figure out how to get the video from my phone to my computer unless I download it to Amazon Photos. And for some reason, because my internet's acting stupid today, I'm on hour like 5 trying to download a video that I did earlier today. I did a video on Brandon. If anybody watches this video, everything you're going to see came from Brandon because he sent me screenshots and a video of how you do this. And I used that and I made a video on how to pack single cards in an envelope, standard size envelope and stuff like that. So I got a video of that coming out. I'm fixing to do a video on sales for the month of February from February 1st through the 15th. And then also you guys can check me out if you want to come join me on Whatnot. I do a show every night now. It's sports cards. If you're interested in sports cards, I do singles ungraded. They're not graded cards. A lot of them are base cards. If you want to come check me out or just come sit and chit chat, that's fine. The link is below. There was a Whatnot link below. If you're not part of Whatnot, you can sign up through that link and you can get a $15 credit that you can spend on any show in Whatnot, not just mine, but anyone else. And so you can do that also. And so I'll be doing that every night except for Sundays. I don't run on Sundays. And I think that's it other than our next live next week. I think that's pretty much it. Brad, are you Brandon? Are y'all gonna be doing anything with District this week at all? Like as far as live shows or anything like that?
That's Brad's area. I haven't done live anywhere. I need to start. I don't know. I just haven't. I've been approved to sell live and Whatnot for like 3.5 years or so. And I've just never ran a show. I don't know. I keep saying I should, and I need to put my foot down one day and just doing it. I don't know. Clear.
I have a lot of fun.
Out.
Yeah.
You
pretty enjoyable. Yeah. I don't have anything there, but hey, if everybody in the chat could go to Black Sheep Society and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My goal is to be the first YouTuber with 500 subscribers and no videos.
Well, you'll be doing good because I do videos and even I freaking get really.
That's great, man.
I do.
That's
I have
great.
videos.
There's Leroy in the chat.
6'11".
Leroy.
So.
I thought Leroy got raptured.
Yeah. So, see, Sue says she deleted Whatnot off my phone. It was too addicting for me personally. Yeah, Whatnot can be addicting to watch. I just get on there and I have fun, man. It doesn't matter if I got on there last night for a couple hours. I sold 2 cards, just 2 cards, but man, I had a good time doing it, you know. So I've been selling on Whatnot for almost 3 years now, and I've always been in like I started out with DVDs, CDs, toys, antiques, clothing. I've sold it all on there, but I've never had so much fun that I have when I do these cards. I know they're just, I just have fun with it, and I really enjoy doing it. I really do. So it's just something I get on there and have fun with. Had internet,
You want to
yeah,
know a little
Leroy, I had
secret?
internet issues too.
You want to know a
Yeah,
little secret? So I've had
no,
Whatnot since essentially it came out, but I've never
wait a minute,
even bought anything on Whatnot.
really?
I've not sold anything, and I've not bought anything. I have spent
Hey,
$5 on Whatnot, and that was giving a donation to someone who was doing a plush sale with their daughter. I sent a $5 donation for his daughter to go get some candy or whatever. That's the only money I've ever spent on the platform. In fact, I didn't even have a credit card on there for the longest time. And every time
let
that's
me show you.
Eric OBX. He knows because he had those he was doing box lots one time, and I wanted them card decals he had, and I went to bid and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't bid, and I realized I didn't have no payment method on file, so it wouldn't let me bid on anything. So yeah, that's a little secret is I'm not even I don't even buy.
So the other night I got to where I go into card shows and watch so I can learn from the experts there because there's some expert card show guys there. So I got to where I go in there, and a lot of them do giveaways and stuff. You know, they constantly run giveaways. Now, Brandon, I don't know, you might like this, but this is a 2022 card. I've never seen anything like this, and I just thought it was so cool when I got it because I won a giveaway. I went in, I entered the giveaway, and then it drawed like within seconds of me entering it, and I actually won the giveaway. And this is what I won. This is some kind of patch card, from my understanding, with a helmet, with the batter's helmet on it. You guys can see that. I know there's a glare there.
Blaster box.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's
came out of a
I think it's so cool.
I've got what I think is a card question. So I haven't paid attention to cards since the 7th or 8th grade was when I quit kind of messing with cards. But I keep seeing it, so I know it has something to do with cards. What is all the stuff with break? Everybody has break in their name or breaks or breaking.
So
What is
I'm gonna
that?
give you my honest opinion. And I actually know one of the largest breakers in the hobby. If we got time, I will give everybody here, and I don't know how many people's watching, but I'm gonna give everybody some honest advice. And if you are new to cards, I'm just gonna be real with you. Sports card breaking is essentially unregulated gambling. And back around 2016, 17, I actually I dug myself in debt in a hole. I broke down one day and told my wife I was going to get rid of every single item I had related to sports because I felt like I was letting my family down. I hit some very, 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 very expensive and nice cards doing sports card breaks, but it wasn't fun because I was selling those cards to pay the credit card bill and then taking the credit card and buying into more breaks. And my wife knew it. I wasn't doing it behind her back or anything.
So what does that? What does it actually mean? Buying into breaks.
So
What is breaks?
So just to give you a simple rundown, this is a box of cards. Okay, we're going to pretend this is a box of cards from the store. All right, and we're going to pretend it's baseball. And there's 32 teams in baseball, right? Or you're a football guy. We'll do football. There's 32 teams. Okay, there's different ways to go about it. You can, some places they'll let you go in and buy your team. And what it'll be is this box will be broken down into costs across 32 teams. Some are going to be more expensive than others. Some, whatever. Some, they just sell 32 spots. and then they randomize, and it's, you know, whoever gets whoever team. Then what I've seen on Whatnot is they'll auction the teams, okay? Or they'll auction a pull card. You know, they'll auction a spot. All right, the next card that gets pulled or whatever. There's different little games and gambling tidbits on how to do it. It's all a gamble because you don't know what's in this box. All right. And the cost of boxes have gone up so much. Thus, the cost of teams and things have gone up so much. At the end of the day, I mean, if you do it responsibly, you know, have at it. But I know a lot of people that have gotten themselves in serious debt. Again, I know one of the largest breakers in the entire industry. I know a lot of large sports card YouTube channels that know a lot about the behind the scenes stuff. I'm just telling you from my honest opinion, I do not do breaks anymore. I learned my lesson. I would highly suggest if you want to open cards, go to the store, spend you a couple bucks on some packs or a box or whatever, and then you get everything in that box. It's not one team, you know, or whatever. It's just, yeah. I there's a lot of passion behind it because I've seen both ends of it, and I cannot blow smoke up anybody's butt and tell them it's a good way to do it because I've seen the consequences that can happen of it.
Okay, I got it. So I don't even want to know what cards cost nowadays because when I bought cards, I could get a pack of tops for $0.25, pack of Fleer for 35 cents. And Kmart had the Donruss rack packs for like $1.50. So
Yep.
And that's
I'll just
here's another.
So regular tops, just your regular flagship tops. Okay, a
$25.
hobby box. There's hobby boxes and jumbo boxes. A hobby box is going to run you about $120 today.
Wow. Dang.
So,
Yeah.
Brad, I'll tell you what I did with my break. I had a break show. I had a show that had break in it. All right. So I had I had one box. It cost me $14.99 for the box. I had one box of 2023 baseball, and in that box I had 7 packs with 14 cards in each pack, and one of them cards had a commemorative patch card in it. And what a patch card is basically what I showed you a while ago, except this patch card just had a team logo on it. It's some kind of circle with a team logo in the card. So what I did so I was like, okay, so in order for me to make my money back on Whatnot for this box, is I knew that I had 7 packs. I knew I had to get $3 per pack in order to break even on my box because you got to pay the fees and all that. So I ran a show. I had 7 slots for 7 packs. I started each pack out at before the box was even broke. The box wasn't even broke. It was still sealed and everything. So I sold 7 slots. I started the auction off at $3 for each slot. I sold all 7 slots. And what they was bidding on is each time someone won, I would write their name down. So they had their name in order. So the first one that won the first bid, they get the first pick of the pack. So after I sold all 7 slots, I opened the box, put the packs out front, stacked them 1 through 7, and the first person got to pick 1 through 7. They would tell me what number pack they would want. I would take that pack and then I would break that pack in front of them, and then they would see what cards was in that pack. That's how I show it. It was a lot of fun. I mean, we had a lot of fun with it. I mean, it is the cards change, from what I'm used to. Even the ones that I had they had some really cool cards in there. And I think a couple of guys got some really, really nice cards. I really do. And so I'm not sure if they was bidding on the special patch that was in there card, or if they was just bidding on Like there was one guy looking for what's that guy? Show he believe he is. There's one guy that was looking for him, and I believe that got two of his cards in the same pack that was like really really nice cards. And then they could have been worth something. They were different than the rest of them. So that's just and Brandon's right. I got that's kind of like gambling, because people are gambling on what they're getting. So and that came to me today because I was thinking about doing it again. But when I went to get another box today, it was $25 a box. So I didn't get another box today. But I just and Brandon's right about the credit card thing, and I told my wife, I said, man, if I had this on my credit card, I'd have got all of this today. And then he's right, you'd go in debt with your credit card company, worrying about doing breaks because it's fun. But here's the thing. I enjoy it. I really, really liked it. I don't have a box to do a break, so I'm doing singles, and I really like doing the singles. Most of my stuff is early 90s. I did get, if Ashley and Mac is in here watching now, if you are in here, just want to let you know I did get the hockey today. I got over probably 200 cards of hockey today that are really, really nice. They're sitting on that table right there. I done sorted them out in teams, and that's how I do it. Because they're singles, there's no autos, no commemoratives, no patches, no what is it, relics. I don't even know what a relic is when I start talking about that. I have no clue what a relic is.
I don't even know what
Yeah,
that
so
means.
I know what a patch is. I know what an auto is, but I don't know what a relic is. So I'm learning as I go. But I got singles over there, and I run them for $1 a piece. If somebody wants them, they get them. I've sold every single Braves card I had last week. Every single one of them. I've sold every one of them to a guy.
Only
So it's just even though they're older, people like the teams, and they'll come in, and if their base cards or not, they'll still get the teams. So I like it.
all I know about special about cards is the puzzle card you would get in the Donruss pack that you
yeah,
put them together and make Roberto Clemente.
yeah, that's years ago too. That was
And
years ago.
my prize card back
19,
in the day, which is probably not worth that much now, but back in the day, I had the
I believe
Don
that was
Mattingly,
1990 Donruss.
I had the Don Mattingly rookie card that was worth about 125 back in the day, but it's probably not worth that much now.
Yep, yep. So I mean, I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it. I like it better than anything else. There we go.
Yeah,
What you
the
got there?
84, right? It's a 84.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. What's it worth
yeah.
now?
not much.
I can tell you what I traded it for. There you go. Yeah, I traded it for is that King Griffey Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the Eric Davis rookie card too, which was pretty good back then, but it didn't hold up very long. I think I traded
Right.
it for Pitfall 2 and a bunch of Atari games on Atari.
That might have been a good buy.
There you go. Marina. Is that a rookie card? What is it?
Yeah.
What year is it? Yeah, that's nice.
84.
That's nice.
But I've sold 4 cards on eBay on my other eBay card store. I've sold 4 cards on it, which I mean, they moving out the door, Night Sue, thanks for walking.
Sweet.
Thanks for watching. She's going to walk her dog. But yeah, it's 9 o'clock. I gotta get ready for my show here in a little bit. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone that's going to be watching. We appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys that do watch later on are overseas in the UK. We appreciate you guys watching there also. Everyone have a great weekend, and we will. There we go. Everyone have a great weekend, and we will see everyone in the next week.